welcome to What's Cooking Wednesday. I'm your host, Jessica Mack, and tonight we have a very special guest with us, Frank Catania from Real Housewives of New Jersey. I'm just going to wait until Frank is here, and then we are going to go live. And tonight we're going to be talking about all things food, all things fitness, all things family, relationships, and at the end, Frank and I are going to share with you a challenge that he is willing to accept. So, hang on, I see Frank is here. Let's see, Frank, you could just put in a request to join and then I'll let you in and we'll get started. Here we go. Let's see. Can you send that request one more time? There you go. Hey, what's up, Frank?
What's up, Dr. Jessica? How are you this
How
evening?
are you? Did you work out?
I did work out today. Yes.
Good job. Me too.
That's it. Can't have a day. Honestly, unfortunately, I've been under the weather a little bit. I feel much better now.
Yes, you got that Z-Pack going?
Oh, yeah. You know.
That's good. So I was just, right before you came on, I was telling everybody we're going to talk about all things fitness, all things food, relationships, family. Nothing is off topic. Nothing is off limits. And we usually do a cooking on this show, but I love that you were like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I think that the last thing your viewers want to see is the fire department showing up in my house.
Well, it's actually good because a lot of what we do on the show is really less about cooking and more about talking. So we could just cut through the chase. And as I introduced you, I mentioned to everybody that people would know you from Real Housewives of New Jersey. But beyond that, what are you up to now? Listen,
we are in a very interesting new venture. All right, including Dolores. If you may have known, in New Jersey, cannabis is now legalized. And we are in the process of opening up various, hopefully, dispensaries as well as a grow.
Wow.
Yes.
I had no clue. And to my viewers, I really had no idea about this. This is so cool. So when are they slated to open and where are they?
Well, where you have to get town approval, which we've been getting, state approval. Some of the applications went in on December 15th. The other applications will not be submitted until March 15th.
Okay.
So we are very, very excited about that. All right. This is something Dolores and I, as well as our partners, have been working on now for probably about 2.5 to 3 years.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we're in a final home stretch now, and we'll keep our fingers crossed. It's going to be exciting.
That is amazing. And you know what? It falls in line really with what you guys do because it's a healthy way to help with anxiety, with stress, medical issues. I have a family member right now who is utilizing a dispensary here in New York and has found great relief from using CBD tinctures. So there's a lot of good stuff that you guys could be doing.
Doc, I got to be honest with you, I never knew that until I got involved. And what's amazing about it is one of our partners who specifically deals with the THC to replace the opioids with respect to the pain management. And they've been in contact with the Murphy administration in New Jersey, and we are looking, hopefully, what we can, turn something good into it, where we can help the opioid problem because it's so bad. It's so bad.
That's how it is on Long Island. It's actually terrible. I mean, a lot of people are turning quickly to opioids, not for any other reason than it was prescribed to them. And I'm happy to hear that there's like more natural options for them. So I had no idea this wasn't in the press. This wasn't anywhere.
This is the first time I've even mentioned it.
Yeah. So you're breaking news.
What I do is I don't like to jinx myself, but we're coming along now. And
yeah.
Like I said, we're in the final stretch. This is something we've been preparing for many years. But, hopefully, again, not only for the legalization of the cannabis, but the entire other side that I learned of through my partners from Colorado. And that's for the pain management. It's amazing. That's
exactly what one of my family members is using it for right now. And it's been unbelievable that he's found a lot of relief from it. So from a personal story, it really, because we were hesitant also, and it really has been life-changing. And there's a misconception that people think they're going to get a high from it, and you don't. You just get really the pain relief without the effects of opioids.
I learned so much. There's a combination between the THC and the CBD and the levels. You vary it based upon the person. It's amazing. It really is. It's amazing.
Congrats. Well, I'm going to invite myself to the grand opening.
Absolutely. You don't have to invite yourself. All right. We'll be inviting you for that.
Yeah, I will be there. I love this. And breaking news, everybody heard it here first. So is there going to be a site, or is that like,
not yet.
Mum's the word right now.
We're working with companies from 4 different dispensaries. So once we get to the point where we know that we can get the license from the state, which we have to apply for,
right.
which are not out. Once we know that, then you'll start seeing the websites up and everything else.
Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait. Well, good luck with that part. And I had no idea. So that is really cool. And it falls in line with what we're talking about. A lot of my viewers, even though I do a lot about health, nutrition, fitness, all of my viewers know that I'm a huge Bravo fan. And really, personal story, really what Bravo, it sounds crazy, but it saved my life. I was very sick for a period of time, and my parents actually introduced me to Bravo, and I started watching Real Housewives of New Jersey. All I could do was lay in bed and watch TV, and it completely changed and saved my life. So I want to thank you. As much as sometimes we might think these shows are frivolous, they're really very important to people. It's a big it's an important part of our culture now.
I'm glad honestly, I'm very glad to hear it. That's the first time I heard that.
It's the truth. I remember exactly the first time I think it was maybe 2012. I was at my parents' house because we were living in Long Beach with our baby. Our daughter now is 11, but and there was a massive problem in our house where there was raw sewage that flew in. I was so sick. I had nowhere to go. I went to my parents' house, and they were watching Real Housewives of New Jersey, and I'm like, what is this? And I fell in love with the show, and I fell in love with you and Dolores and the whole cast, because I think a lot of us can relate to it. But how did you get to be a part of Real Housewives of New Jersey?
I never expected it. I never. Dolores came to me the second time around. All right, she came to me the first time around when the New Jersey just started, and they asked her to be on the show, and she consulted with me, even though I was her ex-husband, and we decided against it because our kids were still young.
Right.
All right? And then the second time around they came, and I said, it's your choice. Our kids are older at this point. They basically know already all the bad things their father has done already. So they're going to come out.
Haven't we all done bad things? So let's not.
So anyway, that Dolores ended up on a show, I think starting with season, was it 6 or 7? It might've been. And next thing you know, I really don't know how it exactly happened that I became an integral part of Dolores. I think people find us somewhat fascinating, sometimes weird, our relationship. Regardless of what you may think of it, all right, it is definitely interesting, and it is definitely humorous. Seeing Dolores and I interact with one another, listen.
I think it's a beautiful thing. I don't think there's anything weird about it. I'm a former counselor and therapist, and I think if more people were the way you and Dolores were, and even as the kids were growing up, I think there would be a lot more healthy families. I think just because it didn't work out between you guys, that didn't mean that you couldn't work together as parents. And that's a good segue. One of my questions that I had is, how did you guys work together to co-parent? Because you really raised these remarkable adults. I mean, I don't know Gabby and Frankie personally, but from what I've seen, I follow them both on Instagram. I follow some press about them. And my question is, how did you guys co-parent? Because people might think it's weird, but I think it's beautiful. I think you guys have a real love that it doesn't have to be a romantic love. So I'm curious how you channeled that unconditional love for each other into co-parenting.
It wasn't always like this. All right. I gotta be honest with you. It wasn't always like Dolores and I fought tooth and nail through our divorce, and it was bad. But I gotta tell you something. Dolores still to this day is just an incredible woman. She's we ended up getting divorced. We walked out of the courtroom. All right. Dolores looked at me and said, well, listen, all right.
I'm scared. Dolores says, listen, I want to run, but
I get beat up again. All right. So Dolores says, we got 2 kids. They had nothing to do with this. All right. The way she put it, Doc, you fucked up. All right. I said, yes. She goes on, and she goes, she put aside, all right, as I said, it's no secret, I cheated on her. And Dolores says, I'm willing to put that aside in order to keep our family together. Okay. And in fact, she did. She's a strong woman. She put her own feelings aside in order to keep us as a family. And because she left that opening, me and her formed an entirely different relationship than what would be your ex-husband, ex-wife relationship. Although it's not husband and wife anymore, I have a tremendous amount of love for Dolores.
You could see it. You could see that both of you care and love each other so much. And like you said, just because you weren't husband and wife anymore, you're still mother and father to Frankie and Gabby. So I think it's so important, and I think it's inspiring, because people think sometimes they have to stay in this role of like, we're divorced, we have to hate each other, and you don't. You can carry on with lives in a loving.
Doc, I came from a divorced parents, and I would have 2 Christmases, and I would have 2 birthdays and everything else. My kids never had that. My kids didn't even have separate vacations. All right.
And that's what I love to see. Even the houses, like some of the episodes, Dolores would be there, and then we would see you come in. And I just think, again, one of the reasons why I love Housewives of New Jersey so much is family is such a big part of it. And it shows that there's different types of families, but you can still love each other. And again, the testament really is, it's a testament to your love and really how you guys raised these remarkable humans, you know, with Frankie and Gabby. What are they up to now? I know, but the viewers might not know.
Doc, listen, we are blessed. Honestly, with our children, honestly, we are blessed. And as much as I and Dolores would like to take a lot of credit for it, knock on wood,
Yeah.
definitely a little bit of luck in there too. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
I can tell you, growing up, when Dolores and I raising our kids, we caused so much shit from our families because
Everybody does, yeah.
No matter what age, we never gave our kids a curfew. Okay, never. All right. I think they started eating macaroni at 3 months. All right. And you know, listen, if our kids curse here and there, you want to say it's commonplace.
Right.
Okay. And it really, we treated our kids as adults unless they basically took advantage of it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we lucked out. However we did, and we say honestly, it had to do a lot with a little bit of luck. Dolores and I were together the other day having a bite to eat, and our one complaint about our kids, I gotta be honest with you, is both of our kids are workaholics.
You probably don't see them anymore.
Both our kids are workaholics, and they stress, and they oh my God, for perfection. And I look at her, I said, oh, I don't know where the hell they got that from. And she's
exactly. And then you went from Europe to both of you, yeah.
But that was the worst. That was the worst complaint we have about our children. So, however we did it, with a little bit of luck, with a little bit of help from the families.
Yeah, and a lot of love and a lot of communication. I think that's huge too. I see you on the episodes, you guys were always talking about everything, and I think that's huge. Just being an open book and knowing that people don't always have to be perfect to love each other. So
both my kids talk to me about anything. My son does not hang up the phone. It could be 10 times a day. Does not hang up the phone without saying, I love you, Dad. Right?
Yes, I love that. That's how I'm still like that with my parents.
Right.
And my parents are both on here right now. So it's so funny, no matter how old we are, we're still.
And he made me that way with my father. My father's still around. So honestly, I never did that before. Now, because of my son, I say it to my father all the time.
How does your dad react? Because is he like an older Italian man? How does he react?
My father, listen, my father's a professional man. All right. He was an attorney. He was director of gaming enforcement for New Jersey.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. He's my father's very well known in the online gaming industry. Mm-hmm. All right. And, but my father is very, very conservative. So when he doesn't say nothing, he watches the show and he sees me kissing Joe Gorga's ass.
Yes. That was one of my favorite episodes. When you're eating, talking with your mouth full.
Yeah, that's always. All right. Well,
you know, so that makes two of us.
When my father doesn't say anything, I know he's not exactly liking it too much. So, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, but he'll never say anything. My father supports me, good, bad, indifferent. Both my parents, my mother as well.
So do they both watch the show then?
My mother passed away in 2007. All right, so
wow, I didn't know.
The show, and I gotta be honest, you know, and her and Dolores were close. Oh my God, she would have got a kick out of this. My mother, she's a doctor. My daughter now is a doctor.
Yes. Yes. So tell everybody what does she do? And then this would be a good segue into what we're going to challenge you to do. If you're still up for it. If you're not, we'll just scratch the whole thing.
Oh, are you kidding me? Listen, I will never back down from a challenge.
Okay. And if you lose, you got to kiss Joe's ass. Just kidding.
Let's go. Listen, watch this season. Me kissing Joe's ass is nothing compared to what your season. If in fact they don't edit it, it's that bad. It may be. You know,
no, I'm scared.
I hope they edit it out. But my daughter, listen, my daughter has never wanted to be anything but a veterinarian her entire life. Okay. And now she is a veterinarian. She's a practicing doctor. She does surgery every day. She working up in Sussex County, New Jersey with a big animal hospital, which she loves. They love her. And she absolutely loves her job. She doesn't get home. Honestly, I saw her right before this, and that's her getting home early at 7 o'clock.
Did you know about the challenge or not yet?
No, not that.
Oh, good. Yes. Okay, good. And it's funny because I remember watching her on the show with all the dogs. And how many dogs do you have now between you, Dolores, and?
Between me, Dolores, my daughter, and my son, when we're all in the same house, we have 9 dogs.
Oh my gosh! We have 1 Shih Tzu. Okay, so she's a vet. And what was the thing that? So you and I talked. I mean, the viewers don't know, but so for people who are just joining, I also have a food blog, and even though I was a therapist, I went to school to be a chef. So I do plant-based cooking, but I don't shove it down anyone's throats. So Frank and I were talking on the phone as we were preparing for this, and he mentioned that he would be up for
Absolutely. Listen, my daughter's been on my back. My daughter on her. My daughter is such a strong personality. Honestly.
I wonder where she gets that. Just
Oh
kidding.
no, you got idea. You understand something? Me and Dolores are afraid. Me and Dolores are afraid of no one in this world except our daughter. All right, I'll back down.
Same here, right, Callie?
Right? You know, we threaten each other with telling. I'm going to tell Gabby. Okay? But my daughter, on her own, when she was 10 years old, became a vegetarian. Okay, then she went a step further. Now she's become a vegan. Okay. So my daughter doesn't eat anything dairy, doesn't eat obviously any meat. She doesn't eat fish. Okay.
Oh wow.
But she's become very creative in putting her diet together. All right. So, and I always said to her, Gab, what do you do that, Dad? It's good for you. I said, no, it's not. I said, I got to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. All vegetarians, I'm used to driving little Volkswagen vans.
Yes. And then usually people think they're all shriveled up and they're pale.
Exactly. All right. But then she told me, do me a favor, watch a show. All right. And it was on Netflix. All right. And oh my God, what was it called? I told you.
Game Changer.
The games. Exactly. And I said, the Game Changer. And I went on, and I was always concerned about going down that path and eating plant-based food that I would not be able to maintain my size. All right.
Right.
I'm 255 pounds, and honestly, I'm 57 years old. And as you get older, it's harder to maintain your size. So I was always afraid to do that. But I'm watching this show, and I'm seeing 300-pound football players. I'm seeing bodybuilders.
Yes.
And they're not only maintaining their mass, they're gaining mass by it. So when we're talking the other day and we were talking about it, you want to know something? I thought this would be a perfect opportunity for me to take that challenge, because at this point, I'll make my daughter happy.
Yes.
All right? She'll help me with it. She'll help me make the different meals, the different recipes, and everything else.
Right.
I'm willing to do it.
Perfect. So you're willing to do it, and then how long do you want to do the challenge? Again, I never shove this down anyone's throats.
No, this is.
You just decided on your own. So when do you want to start, and then we could check back in after the.
Doc, what I think is, first of all the viewers out there, anybody, guys, this was totally my idea.
Yes,
right?
I'm not shoving it down anyone's throat.
No.
Frank brought it up. Someone said that's very not Italian. I know that. All my friends are Italian, and they make fun of me.
No, but listen, I think a month is too short. All right.
Okay.
What I'm thinking about is I'm willing to commit myself for 2 months.
Yes, okay? Perfect.
I'm willing to commit myself for 2 months because then again, at least there's no eating holidays in the next 2 months.
Good.
All right. So
that Christmas is done. Thanksgiving's done.
Yeah, thank you.
Christmas Eve done.
So what I'll do is for 2 months, I'll be happy to do it. And in
fact,
good. My daughter doesn't even know yet.
Oh my God, she's going to collapse. I can't wait to see what she thinks. Now, let's pick a starting date. What do you want to start as the start date?
What do we have? Today is what? Today is Wednesday.
The 5th.
What's today? It's Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday the 5th.
How about next Monday?
Perfect. So that's the 12th, the 10th. All right. So January 10th, we're going to start.
Right. Let's go to, how about we go to the end of February?
Perfect.
All right.
Someone just said dump your girlfriend. No, he's not dumping anybody. I'm going to ask you about that next.
My girlfriend may dump me after this. I may be crazy.
Oh no. Well, this is the burning question, because we never, and then we'll get back to the challenge because now people are all abuzz. Who is she, if you want to tell us, and will we see her on the show? And is she vegetarian? Is she going to be okay with this?
My girlfriend is definitely not a vegetarian, but she is very health conscious, and she works out. She works out all the time. And so quite honestly, yes, she enjoys herself. We go out to eat, we'll eat, all right? Yeah. But it's time, on the most part, she watches what she eats all the time.
Okay.
She watches what she eats all the time, so it's good. It's good to have her around because she's not that much different than me. And quite honestly, and once I tell her about this, she may very well join in.
Oh, perfect, because that will help. Again, we don't want to coerce anybody, but if you have somebody on your side doing it, it's a lot easier. All
right. So, and that's the choice. All right. Listen, I'll talk to her. My girlfriend, I've been, we were together for a while. We had a little bit of a rough patch, and then we got back together, but we're back together now.
Okay.
She's a little bit younger than me. All right. But
okay. Now we're all trying to think, like, how old's Dolores? Just kidding.
Yeah,
we were hoping, no, meaning Dolores, don't kick my butt. Meaning, could it be Dolores? But I know it's not Dolores. But are we going to meet
boyfriend. Her? She got a new boyfriend now.
I know, Paul, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You like Paul?
I so far, yes, I like him a lot. All
okay.
Right? I met his mother, who I got to tell you, I absolutely love his mother. Oh my God.
Are you dating his mother? No, just kidding.
Irish woman with this heavy accent. She's just a doll. She is. So honestly, if you have a mother like that, you can't be a bad guy.
All right, good. So we're still testing out. And how, because you said no questions off limits. How is David? I have a soft spot for David.
David is still one of my best friends.
Good. I love David. Even though I don't know him, I have a soft spot for him from what I've seen.
Not only that, but honestly, I'm not going to get into how it may have happened, but quite honestly, within approximately the next 2 weeks, I may be moving back in with David.
Yes, get out of here. So I remember, I don't know if you remember this, when you had your injury,
Yes.
I had messaged you and Dolores because I used to work at a rehab place, and I remember you had moved back in with David. So you might be moving back into like the bachelor pad.
Yeah.
David.
Exactly. And Dolores has absolutely no problem with that. Dolores is happy that not only myself, but also Frankie and Gabby still have a great relationship with David. Okay.
Yes, see, again, that's why you guys are so good with maintaining healthy relationships. Yeah.
David's been so good. David's been so good to us. All right. And I say it all the time. David's an incredible friend. You know, he's an incredible doctor. He just sucks as a boyfriend.
Yeah, exactly. At least he knows his limitations and he knows what he's good at. So
but he's a good guy.
Yeah,
really,
that's what so Will, getting back to girlfriend, because I see people, again, they're obsessed with this. How do you keep her under wraps? And are we going to see who she is?
I don't. All right. I don't. Eventually she will come out. All right. I'm going to let her come out on her own time period.
Okay.
She will. This upcoming episode, no, she won't be in this upcoming episode. But maybe when we start filming for next episode, she may be. She's been asked to be on. She's been very hesitant because if you look at social media, the rest of America wants me and Dolores back together.
Yes, it's probably a nightmare for your girlfriend. Yeah.
And you want to know something? And the thing is, her and Dolores, believe it or not, are close. All right.
Oh, that was going to be one of my questions.
All at the Shore House. We all go down on the same weekends. Everybody hangs out. All right.
I'm inviting myself there too in the summer.
You don't even need an invite. You just come on down. It's an open door policy. Myself, my girlfriend, David, and Dolores used to go out to dinner and everything else.
Yeah.
She's concerned. She's very sensitive. My girlfriend, and she doesn't want to be the reason. All right, that people think that me and Dolores are not together.
Oh, she doesn't want to be like the Yoko Ono of the beat.
Yeah. And I don't know whether she doesn't know whether she can handle the negative comments, social media.
It's brutal. I don't blame her.
To me, it comes in one ear and out the other ear. The only time I get nasty on social media, which I hate to do, is in defense of Dolores. And when
I can't believe people would do that to Dolores.
They normally don't. I gotta be honest. And every once in a while, you get a hater here or there for some reason. But and I gotta be honest with you. Even when I respond to them, they're usually so nice, and they come back and they're
like, "What am I doing?"
They do. They instead of fighting with me, they say, "Well, you want to know something? I didn't know that about her. All I see is what's on the show." So you're telling her. And overall, I've had nothing but good, all right, experiences on social media, which is very, very, very unusual.
Yeah, I was going to say it's very rare because people get very bold behind a computer, and then when you like, what are you doing? Then people sort of calm down then. And that was with social media. Last year, my dad, we did a cameo when you were in the hospital. You did a cameo for my dad.
Did I really?
You did. And my dad hangs out. Dad, if you're there, you can say he hangs out with like Vinny, Dominic, all these Italian guys. And then Dolores just happened to be walking by, so she jumped in the screen, and my parents were like so happy. So thank you. That's the thing. Even before I knew you, you were very kind. So
I gotta be honest, it's the best thing I ever did is a cameo.
Yeah.
I have so many requests, okay? And I gotta be honest with you, some of the cameos I do, I start crying.
Yeah, because you don't realize the impact you have.
Oh my God, where they say, please send out a shout out to my friend, her mom passed away. The next thing you know, I'm crying on there. They wrote me back. But last year, I did 1,400 cameos last year.
Oh my God, it's the one you did from the hospital.
So it was
the hospital bed.
Yeah, I never miss. I will never let my cameos expire. Never. Honestly.
Ever. Oh, I know you did one actually for my husband too, now that I'm remembering, because we used to go to the foot spa, obviously, right before COVID, and he used to wear like a shower cap. So that was great. You did a good one for that. I just remembered all this. So are you still doing cameos? We could plug that if anybody wants a cameo. Are you still doing them?
I put my heart into it. It's on the app, the Cameo app.
Yeah.
When I first started, I knew nothing about it. All right.
Yeah, well, it's great. I mean, it makes people's day. I remember exactly the moment I gave it to my parents, and they were like losing their minds. So it was really cool. So keep it up. So people that are watching, go to Cameo and get one from Frank.
I've asked people to be best women, best men. I've informed a few husbands that their wife is pregnant. Okay.
Oh wow.
It's just the things. It's amazing. Surprise parties. It's just so many different things.
Yeah, like birthdays.
Dolores makes fun of me all the time.
Maybe she's jealous. Is Dolores on Cameo? I don't even know. Dolores, don't kill me if I said she's jealous.
But the thing is, honestly, a cameo, normally if you listen to anybody else on Cameo, it's 30, maybe 50 seconds. I go on.
Yeah, you
I'm
went
like,
on for minutes, and you had like a leg, and you were in the hospital bed, and I was like, oh my God, this poor guy.
to put it bluntly, Doris says, Frank, shut the fuck up. All right?
Yeah, people are like, come on, let's go.
You know?
No, but that's good. But I'm glad you still have the cameo. So people that are watching, definitely go to the cameos. I wrote myself some more notes too. Let's see. Oh, and what are your thoughts on veganism? I know you said you were not trying, but like just coming from an Italian family. So like I said, I have a lot of Italian friends who are probably watching, and they're all like, "What are you doing? Eat meat." So you think you're going to hit any stumbling blocks, and then how are you going to deal with it?
I honestly, yeah, I would have never. I never gave it a thought whatsoever. Okay. Except as you get older. All right.
Yeah.
You know, your body is more sensitive to certain things. All right. And I can't eat certain things I used to eat that I used to love so much.
Right.
All right. Then I realized that a lot of the things we're eating, you know, we shouldn't be eating. All right. So listen.
You just feel like it's a time in your life that you're ready. You don't care what the people think.
Yes. I think it's perfect timing. Honestly, when I talked to you and we were talking, it just came into my head together with my daughter in the background, together with watching that show. I say, listen, at this point, let's give it a try. Worst case scenario, it doesn't. If it does,
worst case scenario, you don't have to do it. But we'll have to challenge you something if you don't do it, but we'll figure that out. You can ask Joe Gorga what you want. Just kidding. But
well, believe me, he'll be busting my chops.
That's what I was going to ask. So with the other house husbands, who are your favorite? It seems like you guys all have such a good connection. Who's your favorite house husband, or do you love them all equally?
Listen, I get along with all the guys. We truly are friends. And one of the questions we get asked all the time is, we're not scripted. All right.
Yes, it's so off the cuff and so fun.
They absolutely, we are not scripted whatsoever. They put us in a room. Next thing you know, it just goes. It just goes, and we get along, and it's a great group. My best friend out of all of them is probably Joe Benigno, Margaret's husband.
Oh my God, I love them. I have to tell you, we met them 2 years ago. I went to dinner with them. Margaret, I don't know if Margaret's wife. They are the nicest people. Poor Joe, because we invited them. They came to Long Island and they got stuck in traffic. It was like you could tell he was like, "What am I doing here?" And then he really they're just great, good people. So.
Hey, they are good people, and I see Joe a lot. Outside of the show. Joe Gorga, all right. Me and him have been close for 30 years. I've known Joe.
Did you guys grow up together? Because I know Dolores with the Gorgas.
I'm more like a bigger brother to Joe. But
no way.
All right. I initially, way back when Joe first got into the real estate, all right, we had a huge influence in the real estate market in our area. And if you wanted to get a deal, you had to come through us.
Right.
Joe Gorga came to me, and to this day, he'll tell you, all right, Frank's the one who gave me my chance.
Wow.
And I ended up being his attorney, and then obviously we became friends.
Right.
And me and Joe just mesh, all right? Because you want to know Joe Benigno's a little more reserved, all right? You got Bill and you got Evan, all right?
What do you call him, the Turk? Tony the Turk?
Exactly, Tony the Turk. And then you got me and Joe, who are just, he's like that little kid in school that always is a troublemaker, and I'm like the big buffoon who follows.
Yeah, and he's like the guy always slinging drinks, and everybody's always drunk by the end.
All the time. Every time we go someplace, Dolores, don't let him do it to you. Nope, absolutely not, Dolores. Definitely not. All right. As we're driving home, Dolores, she goes, "You're a fucking idiot."
Yeah.
All right?
Seriously. Like, Frank, let's go. That one episode when she was like,
"Oh, please,
Frank, let's go." I was like, "That's so me." I told my husband, I'm like, "See, I'm Dolores. Don't worry about it."
What you didn't see behind the scenes there is this. I don't bother anybody. We go to this party. Everything's fun. Everybody's having issues here and there, and they're making fresh mozzarella. Okay. Now it's warm and they're making it, and I'm not even paying attention. I'm not even getting on the screen. Okay. I care less about.
You're always in the back in the scene. Yeah.
Absolutely. So next thing you know, they're getting to the point where they're rolling, all right, the mozzarella together with some roasted peppers, all right, nice, and they're getting it ready to serve. All right. I got my little plate, and nobody else is online. I'm the only one in the line, right? And they're getting ready to cut it. And seriously, it's got to be 10 seconds away before I get a piece. Frank, let's go.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. the guy felt so bad for me. He cut a piece off. He said, "Here, take it with you."
Exactly.
Right?
Take it for the road. You should make sure you eat the fresh mozzarella before
Absolutely.
Monday. Get all the fresh mozzarella, the prosciutto. You got to get that all.
Oh, I'm gonna have a good weekend.
Yeah, for real. Go to town on it. And there are, and then we'll wrap up in a minute. But there are a lot of vegan. I found them. If you need help or if Gabby needs help, there are a ton of vegan plans for bodybuilding. So you're going to be able to do it. We're going to be able to shatter these images that vegetarians are scrawny. Because I've been vegetarian since I'm like, I think 5 or 6. But I work out all the time. It hasn't
Really?
affected. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah,
Oh.
see, I'm a personal trainer. I used to teach spin. I love working out. I work out every single day. So
It's a way of life. It's a way of life.
exactly. That's the thing for me. People don't, when people are like, how do you do it? For me, it's just like people always say it's like brushing your teeth. I wake up, I work out. It's like, it's making your bed. It's the same thing. And I swear my doctor said to me that that's really what saved my life. It was the fact that I was so healthy beforehand and that I was so strong that's why I was able to maintain it.
100%. And I agree with you. I agree with you. Sometimes I hate the fact that I ever got into it because we spent so many hours doing it.
So it's not even funny. And then when I'm on vacation, like if I'm going away in a few weeks, I'm already thinking like, got to get to the gym. I got to work that into my schedule.
Always. That's all right. Because honestly, I gotta be honest, I'm perfectly okay with it. Because you look around and you look to see some people who you went to school with who are the same age as you.
Yeah.
And they look 30 years older than you.
It's true. Okay. And it really will save your lives. And even in these times right now, everybody's sick of COVID, but with COVID and stuff, it really gives an advantage to keep us healthier. And then even when you fell and got hurt, I feel like the fact that you were strong and healthy, that really helped your recovery.
It did. And my doctor said to me, "Oh my God," he said to me, and listen, I'm all for, all right, better living by chemicals. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not. All right. I use peptides in conjunction with my rehab.
Right.
Doctor said it goes basically my healing time was 1/3.
Yeah. So the peptides are like the protein, right? They help with protein repair.
But they're injectable, but they're injectable with respect to the insulin needles. So what you do, you inject them exactly into the site that's injured. And I learned it from seeing college football players who will pull groins and be back on the field a week later.
Yeah, so that's a whole other thing that could be related to rehab and exercise.
Totally. Absolutely. Rejuvenation of the muscles it is boom. And that helped me. All right.
And how are you feeling now? How are your legs and everything?
This cold weather hurts me a little bit, but overall, I'm good. I'm as good as I'm going to get. Going downstairs, I'm a little wobbly, but other than I'm back in the gym. I'm doing legs again. I'm doing everything. I ride my bicycle.
Are you training people still too? I know you trained Teresa.
No, I don't have the time. I do miss that, and I did that because I used to compete.
Yeah.
And
that's my question I wanted to ask you. So, what are some of the titles that you did, and when did you compete?
My last competition was 2004. My first competition was 2086. I've held everything from. I've never lost. Honestly, I've only done 6 shows. I've never lost. Knock on wood. That's why I hate the fact. But I also never became a pro. I was going for my pro card, and I got hurt.
What happened then? Was it just because life got in the way, and that's why you decided not to go for it, or?
Honestly, because I'm an egomaniac, and I'm benching, and I used to bench a lot of weight until benching, and I just heard it tear. All right, it tore really bad. So, and that's it. I should have got it fixed sooner. And
then that was the sign that it was.
Exactly. So, and I live vicariously, training people to go into shows. As much as I loved helping them, it was really for myself. All right, I live vicariously.
Yeah, exactly. It was bringing back something that you loved.
Exactly, and quite honestly, that's how I met my girlfriend. I trained her for shows.
Oh, so now we know we can check off the box that you trained her. And maybe one day we'll see her. But again, we want to respect her privacy. She sounds like she knows what she needs and what she wants, so that's good. And
she's the most optimistic, no matter how grouchy I am, because honestly, I'm like sometimes a grouchy old man. It doesn't matter. Always optimistic, always happy. Doesn't make a difference what my mood is. So you honestly, quite honestly, I feel guilty for sitting there with a puss on my face, Yeah,
well, she probably knows it's not her, and she knows you'll be done. And then last question, because I see some of these comments, and I'm like, who are these people? Again, thank you, everybody watching, because they're your followers and my followers. But how does she deal with the comments that people, the compliments people give you? But some of it, I'm like, whoa, calm down. Like I would be more like Dolores, where I would be like jumping through the phone and hunting the person down. But
honestly, at first, yes. But listen, you can't imagine some of the things I get.
I see them here, and I'm like, who are these people?
Some of the things I get. Sometimes even we get videos, we get everything.
Oh my God.
And she laughs it off. All right, she laughs it off. It's nice. It's honestly, I can be honest with you. As bad as it gets, sometimes it's flattering. It really is.
You know what? People are just showing love. They don't mind, and it's obvious. So many people, when I told them you were going to be on, were excited. And I appreciate you too being honest that you didn't want to cook, because this was actually a lot more interesting and a lot more exciting. So a couple of things I want to highlight before we go is that you're going to be having this dispensary, but we will find out when. You'll keep everybody posted. You're going to start the challenge January 10th if you're comfortable.
Yes, I am. We're in.
Yes, let's do it. And then you're going to end at the end of February.
Yes, I am.
All right, good. So everybody who's just joining, it's going to be a vegan challenge. He's still going to work out and keep his size.
Yes. Yeah, so let everybody understand, I'm not looking to lose weight. I'm looking to tighten up.
Yeah.
But I'm also looking to feel healthier. All right. I'm also looking to feel healthier. I don't want that sluggish feeling at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
Okay. All right.
This is going to help. You're going to see there's so many, and then Gabby will go over it again if you have any questions that you want to ask me. But there are so many ways that you could get your protein. There's lentils, and she'll go over it with you, and I could send you some plans. But it sounds like you have a lot of resources.
No, Doc, you could send me some plans. I need you to send me.
Oh, good. Plans. So then I will. So when we hang up, I will do that. And then again, what's Frankie Jr. up to? And then I will let you.
Frankie Jr. was him. He graduated college. All right. He is going to be going back for his master's. But in between, I can be honest with you, he's working with Teresa's new boyfriend, Louis.
Oh yes. What are your thoughts on Louis? Do you like him? And he seems like he treats Teresa really well. So you said no question was off limits.
I gotta be honest with you. Treating Teresa well is an understatement.
Yeah.
He treats her like she walks on water,
which is what she deserves, I think, and needs. And
he's listen. Listen. It's no secret. The things on social media out there against Louis are so many.
Oh, that's terrible. Luckily, I haven't seen any of that because I follow him and I follow her. But
people say to me all the time, "Oh, where there's smoke, there's fire." I got to be honest with you. There is nothing Louis has done, and all the times I've ever been in his presence. Okay. Yeah. I think that anything, I've seen, has been truthful. And not only that, but the way he has treated my son,
That's what I was just going to say. That's a testament to who he is.
My son looks up to him so much, He's the most he's the most, what the thing is, this year on the show, you're going to see, because he joins us, as well as Tiki Barber, okay?
Oh, I didn't know Tiki was on it. I didn't realize that.
Barber's one of the husbands this year. And then you got Dr. Bill. The three of them are so monotone. The three of them are so even-keeled.
Yeah.
Where they make you feel like an ass because they get their point across to you without even raising their voice.
Wait, you don't have to yell to get your point across? Wait, what?
They're all three. They're very, very intelligent men. Very intelligent.
I follow Louis a little bit, and I see the way he is with his sons. And, from what I've seen, he seems like a great guy. So I know I heard that your son was working with him. So that's another testament to who he is. And again, it's easy for viewers to try to form these opinions, but the reality is they don't know anybody in real life. So
and until something otherwise comes about, all right, my feelings on Louis are good. All right.
Exactly. That's the way it should be, because everybody deserves a clean slate and a good chance. So that's good. So Frankie's working with him, and then Gabby's the vet. And then you and Dolores are empty nesters, kind of, and
not really. To be honest with you, we're all over the place at this point. I redid Dolores' house finally.
Oh yes, when is it going to be ready? I saw she was living at the Alexa. Is she moving in?
Yeah, left the Alexa.
Oh, she did. Okay.
I was moving back in, all right, because my 2 kids have now lived in a brand new house now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, by themselves. Okay, with their dogs. All right, rent. All right? And Dolores is living in one place, and I'm living in one place. And Dolores was going to move. She was going to move down to the river, down by Hudson, down there. And I was going to move home. But then Dolores, at this point, she's moving home. So I'm going to find alternative, all right, places to live. I may build my own house.
So that's where you're going to be moving with David for a short time. Perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is a fun fact. Dolores and I connected right around COVID. We were both sick. She commented on one of my Instagrams because I posted something about working out. And then we talked on the phone because we were renovating our kitchen at the time when she was doing hers. So we kept in touch through that way, and she was always so nice. But then I saw she was at the Alexa, so I'm happy to see that she's finally moving in. That's good. Well, good work on that.
If they filmed the entire rehab of her house, honestly, it was. I wanted to kill her. She wanted to kill her.
Well, she's probably a lot like me, so I'm like.
Oh my God! I tell her all the time. She was the worst client I've ever had.
That is bad. What, in terms of like making decisions about changing her mind, or?
Not only changing her mind, but she hollers at me for slowing down. When I'm done with A, the stuff should be there for B, all right? Which she has to choose. So she hollers at me for not starting B, but I can't do it because of her.
Yeah, because you're waiting for the truth. What did it took 2 years?
But he's getting frustrated. Next thing you know, we got family fights. Oh my God. It's just, thank God it's coming to an end.
Yeah, it's almost done. It's almost been 2 years, right? Or 3. I'm trying to think when I spoke to her.
Don't remind me, please. All right, please.
It's been a month or 2. It's only been a month. Yeah. She probably reminds you enough. You don't need to know. But that's good news. And and then when does Real Housewives of New Jersey start?
I think February 1st. February 1st or February 2nd we come out.
All right, good. Because the trailer is phenomenal.
Oh, you have no idea. This year, let me tell you, Doc, if I may say a couple things about this year, nobody will be as much as you thought that it couldn't have gotten more exciting or more tumultuous or even more drama, not drama, more humor with the men.
Yeah.
On every level.
I can't wait. The trailer itself, I had goosebumps and I almost cried. I'm like, all right, I'm way too invested because I was like,
it is. I enjoyed. I can be honest with you. I enjoyed filming this season.
And you can see that you guys do, yeah.
We did, right? We took a trip, and people know by now.
All right, Nashville, right? I saw it on Instagram.
In Nashville, and I don't think Nashville will ever be the same again. I don't think the guys ever out on a boat again at this point. So it's. Listen, we never fail to amuse. I
love it, and that's the thing. And I know to close it out, I know I said it before, but this show is more important than you guys realize. It really helps save people, it brings humor in. I think now people need things to look forward to. It keeps things light. Life doesn't have to always be so heavy, and that's what's such a good thing about the show. So I appreciate you guys being on it, and I appreciate you taking the time tonight.
My pleasure. It was my pleasure.
So we're challenging you January 10th. So eat all the whatever, the prosciutto, the mozzarella, everything this weekend. Monday you'll come to a screeching halt.
I'm going to check in on weekly with you.
Perfect. You're going to check in weekly, and then we can pick a date for us to do the big reveal to all of the viewers of how it went.
I would love to.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking your time, and let me know what Gabby says when you tell her.
Without a doubt. Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, Frank. Bye.